Assalamualaikum. My name is Mohammed Ayub. I studied at school foundation में तो आज की क्लास की कॉल है तो कॉल आनी शुरू करते हैं in 3 2 1. The title is sorry tracing the roots of apology. The question one is what does the word sorry originally mean?
Wa alaikum assalam. Nice to meet you, Mohammed. Let's get this started. Originally, the word sorry meant to be full of sorrow or to be pained. It was less about an apology and more about the actual feeling of grief or distress.
Number 2 is where did the English word sorry came from?
That one goes back to Old English. It comes from
Question
the word
number
sare.
2 where did the English word sorry came from?
Right, let's make sure we've got this one locked in. It comes from the Old English words sarig, which meant to be full of sorrow or pained. It's actually related to the word sore because it described that raw, aching feeling you get when you're distressed.
So the question 3 is how has the meaning of sorry changed over time?
It's shifted quite a bit. It started out as a way to describe a state of being, literally feeling sorrow or grief. But over time, it moved from describing a feeling to becoming a social tool. Now, we use it as a formula for apologizing or even just to be polite. Like when you say sorry to someone you accidentally bumped into, even if you aren't actually feeling deep sorrow in your heart.
The question 4 is why do people say sorry today?
Nowadays, it's usually about maintaining harmony. People say it to take responsibility for a mistake, to express empathy when someone else is hurting, or sometimes just to smooth over social awkwardness. It's basically a way to signal that you value the relationship more than you value being right.
So the question 5 is what is an apology?
An apology is more than just the word sorry. It's a formal or informal admission that you've done something wrong or caused harm and an attempt to make things right. It's basically a bridge you build to repair a connection after it's been damaged.
So the question 6 is why is apologizing important in everyday life?
Because it's the fastest way to fix a mistake before it turns into a grudge. Yeah, apologies act as a social reset button. They show the other person that you care about their feelings and that you're aware of your own impact. Without them, small misunderstandings would just pile up until people stop talking altogether.
What emotions can the word sorry express?
It's a pretty versatile word. It can cover everything from deep, gut wrenching regret and shame to just a little bit of guilt. But it also works for empathy. Like when you say, I'm sorry for your loss, where you aren't apologizing for doing something, but you're sharing in someone else's sadness. It can even be a tool for frustration or sarcasm if the tone is right.
So the question 9 is how can a sincere apology help repair relationships?
A sincere apology does the heavy lifting in a relationship because it validates the other person's experience. When you're actually sincere, it tells the other person, I see you. I see that I hurt you, and your feelings are valid. That validation lowers their defenses and creates a safe space for forgiveness. It turns a conflict from you versus me into us versus the problem. Do you have a 10th question?
The 10th question is what is the difference between saying sorry politely and saying it without meaning it?
It all comes down to intent and effort. When you say it politely, you're following a social rule to keep things smooth, which is fine for small things. But when you say it without meaning it, it's more of a shield. You're just trying to get the other person to stop being upset without actually caring that you caused the problem. One is about respect, the other is about convenience.
So the 11th question is should you apologize even if your mistakes and unintentionally?
Pretty much anytime your actions had a negative impact on someone else. Even if you didn't mean to do it, the other person is still feeling the result. Apologizing in those moments isn't about admitting you're a bad person. It's about acknowledging that they're hurt and showing that you care more about them than about being technically right.
So the question 13 is, can apologizing show strength instead of weakness? Explain.
Absolutely. It takes a lot more guts to admit you messed up than it does to stay stubborn and pretend you didn't. When you apologize, you're showing that you're secure enough in yourself to be vulnerable and that you have the emotional maturity to put someone else's feelings above your own ego. That's a power move, honestly.
What are the key parts of a good apology?
A really solid apology usually has a few non negotiables. First, you have to clearly state what you did without using the word but, because as soon as you say but, the apology stops and
So
the
the
excuse
15th
starts.
question is, how can body language make an apology more sincere?
It's the difference between sounding like you're reading a script and actually feeling it. Eye contact is huge. It shows you're not hiding from the person. An open posture, leaning in slightly, and a softer tone of voice all signal that you're being
So the
vulnerable.
16th question
If
is,
you're,
have you ever received a meaningful apology? What made it effective?
since I don't have a personal life or a past, I haven't received one in the way you have. But from everything I've observed, the ones that actually work are the ones where the person doesn't just say the words, but follows up with a change in behavior.
So the,
That's the real proof, right?
so the 17th question is, uh,
You cut off there.
why do
You
some people find it difficult to say sorry?
Usually it's an ego thing. For some people, admitting they're wrong feels like losing a battle or admitting they're a bad person rather than just acknowledging a mistake. It's the fear of vulnerability. They feel like saying sorry gives the other person power over them, so they stay stubborn to protect their image.
So,
You're thinking of the next one?
so the 19th question is, what can happen if people refuse to apologize after making a mistake?
It creates a wall between people. When someone refuses to apologize, the other person usually feels invisible or unimportant, like their pain doesn't matter. Over time, that turns into resentment. And once resentment sets in, it's a lot harder to fix the relationship. It basically turns a small crack into a huge canyon. Still, you're on a roll with these. Do you have a
So,
20th question to
hello.
round
So
us out?
the
Fair enough.
20th question is, what lesson can we learn from the history of the word sorry?
The biggest lesson is probably that our emotions and our language are totally intertwined. The fact that sorry started as a description of physical and emotional pain, literally being sore, shows that apologizing isn't just about manners. It's a recognition of human suffering. It reminds us that at the core of every apology is an acknowledgement that someone is hurting and that seeing that pain is the only way to actually heal it.
So we will end this conversation. So Allah Hafiz.